good afternoon student, welcome to video lectures on chemistry. So in our last class we discussed about p block elements. P block elements. So yesterday, so what is the definition for p block and what is the electronic configuration of p block and examples for p block elements. So initially the definition. So what is the definition for p block elements? If suppose in any element the outer electron enter into p orbital, then the element is known as a p block element. For suppose boron, aluminum, gallium, indium and thallium. So this is 13th group element or also known as third A group element. So all these are 13th group elements. So in which the last electron enter into p orbital. If suppose for boron atomic number is 5 and electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. So here last electron enter into p orbital, therefore boron is a p orbital or p block element. So this is the example for a p block element, and there are 6 groups in periodic table in which last electron enter into p orbital. All these are examples for p block elements, and these are 13th group, 14th group, 15, 16, 17 and 18th group elements. So in all these elements the last electron is enter into p orbital, that is why all these are examples for p block elements. So 13th group element is nothing but boron family, and 14th group is known as carbon family, and 15 is nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and here it is neon. So these are noble gases, so nothing but inert gases. So boron family, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon family, all these are examples for p block elements. In all these elements last electron is enter into p orbital. In the case of boron, general electronic configuration is ns2 np1. Therefore one electron enter into p orbital, so that is also outer electron. Whereas in the case of carbon family, configuration is ns2 np2. So here also last electron enter into p orbital, therefore carbon is also example for p block element, and then ns2 np3, ns2 np4, ns2 np5, and for last neon it is ns2 np6. So in all these elements the last electron enter into p orbital, therefore all these are examples for p block elements. So in last class we discussed about boron family. So the elements of boron and general electronic configuration of boron family and physical properties. So under the heading physical properties we discuss physical properties. So what are the properties? Physical properties of boron family or 13th group element. 13th group. So we discussed the properties like atomic size. So this is the first property. So what happened in atomic size from top to bottom in a group? So that is the first property. And the second one is, so what is the second one? Ionization energy. Third one is electronegativity. Fourth one is oxidation number. Oxidation number. And fifth one is metallic nature. metallic nature. Sixth one is formation of ionic bonds. Ionic bonds. And next one is complex formation. Complex formation. And eighth one is density. And ninth one is oxidation potential values. Oxidation potential. So all these are physical properties of 13th group element, that is boron family. So in our last class we already discussed about atomic size, ionization energy, electron negativity, oxidation number, ionic bond and metallic nature. And now, so complex formation, density and oxidation potential. So what is the density effect from top to bottom in a periodic table in a group? So now explanation for density. So from top to bottom, atomic number increases as well as atomic mass increases. So density is equal to mass by volume. As the mass increases from top to bottom, its density is also increases. So boron, aluminum, gallium, indium and thallium. So these are the elements present in boron family, and here thallium is having high density. It is having high density compared to boron. It is having very low density. This is because from top to bottom atomic size increases, so hence atomic mass increases and hence density is also increases. And the next property is oxidation potential. Next property is oxidation potential. So what is the meaning of oxidation potential? Potential is nothing but the tendency of an element to undergo oxidation. So what is oxidation? Oxidation is nothing but addition of oxygen. Addition of oxygen or removal of electron. Removal of electron or removal of hydrogen. Removal of hydrogen. So all these are definitions for oxidation. Whenever an element undergoes oxidation, it means either addition of oxygen or removal of electron or removal of hydrogen takes place from the element, then it is nothing but oxidation. So here the tendency of an element to undergo oxidation. So here oxidation is nothing but removal of electron. Whenever one electron is removed from the element, it undergoes oxidation. So here in a group, oxidation potential value is increases from top to bottom. Increases from boron to thallium. So these are having very high values because aluminum, if suppose aluminum converted into Al plus 3 electrons. So what does it mean? There are removal of 3 electron takes place from aluminum. So it undergoes oxidation. It increases its oxidation number also. Aluminum is having 0 oxidation state. But whenever there are 3 electrons removed from aluminum, it becomes Al plus 3. Therefore, 3 electrons removed from aluminum. So it means it involves oxidation reaction and hence Al becomes Al plus 3. Therefore, aluminum having highest oxidation potential. It means it is having more tendency to undergo oxidation to form Al plus 3 by the removal of 3 electrons. Therefore, it is a good reducing agent. Aluminum is a good reducing agent. So, what is reducing agent? Reducing agent is nothing but itself undergoes oxidation and it can reduce any another element present in the periodic table in that group. So, aluminum easily undergoes oxidation reaction, therefore, it easily reduce remaining element present in the group. That is why aluminum is known as best reducing agent in this group. So, reducing agent means itself undergoes oxidation. Itself undergoes oxidation and it can reduce remaining elements present in the periodic table or in the group. So, from top to bottom, oxidation potential values are increases. Now, last property in boron family is complex formation. Complex formation. So, what are the conditions for a element to involve a complex formation? Or first property is complex. In complex, element having small size. So, this is the character of an element to easily undergoes complex formation, that is small size. And the second one is high charge. High charge. So, these are the required parameters for an element to involve a complex formation. If the element is small size and also having high charge, then it easily forms a complex. If suppose A, so this is an element and whenever 2 electrons are removed from A, it becomes A plus 2. And again, whenever 3 electrons are removed from A, then it becomes A plus 3. So, here A plus 3 is very small compared to A plus 2, because here removal of 3 electron takes place, whereas here removal of 2 electrons takes place. Therefore, this is having a small size and also having large charge, it is plus 3. Whereas in the case of A plus 2, it is large size and also having small charge. Therefore, A plus 3 forms complexes very easy because it is having small size as well as high charge. Therefore, complex formation of A plus 3 is more than A plus 2. So, A plus 3 forms easily complexes. Now, in our boron family, from top to bottom, size increases and also compared to S block elements. So, what are the S block elements? First A group, second A group. So, these are S block elements. Next, remaining from 3A group to 8A group elements. All these are P block elements. So, in a period from left to right, size of the element is decreases. Size decreases from left to right. From left to right in a period. So, this is a period. First group element is hydrogen. Next, second group starting element is beryllium, and so on like that. So, from left to right, size decreases. Therefore, compared to S block elements, P block elements are small in size. Therefore, these are forms complexes very easily compared to S block elements. Therefore, the formation of a complex of P block elements is more compared to S block elements, because the size of the P block elements is less compared to S block elements. Therefore, complex formation tendency is increases. So, all these are the properties of elements. So, nearly 10 properties. So, these are atomic size, ionization energy, electronegativity, oxidation number, metallic nature, ionic bonds, complex formation, density and oxidation potential. So all these are physical properties of boron family. Now chemical properties. What are the chemical properties of 13th group elements or boron family? So chemical properties. Chemical properties of boron family, that is elements of boron family. So boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium. So these are boron family. So what type of chemical reactions which are occurred in the case of boron family? So first one is reaction with oxygen. So boron does not react with oxygen, that is atmospheric oxygen. Boron does not involve with oxygen reaction, so it is inert. And also it does not react with H2O at a cold condition or hot condition. Whereas aluminum reacts with water, gives AlOH thrice, aluminum hydroxides. Similarly, aluminum reacts with oxygen, gives Al2O3, aluminum oxide. Therefore, reactivity increases from boron to aluminum. Boron does not involve the reactions with oxygen or water molecule, whereas aluminum react with water as well as oxygen to form AlOH thrice as well as Al2O3. And also the remaining elements all are reacts with alkali. So what is alkali? Alkali is nothing but a base. So for example, NaOH, sodium hydroxide. So it is a strong base. Boron is always reacts with fused NaCl. So this is in the fused form, gives Na2BO3, that is sodium borate. So boron easily reacts with NaCl, it gives sodium borate, whereas aluminum reacts with aqueous NaOH. Sorry, this is not NaCl, that is NaOH. Sodium hydroxide. So aluminum easily reacts with aqueous NaOH. So aqueous only means with water, NaOH plus water, that is aqueous NaOH. So it easily reacts with aqueous NaOH and it gives NaAl2O3. So boron is only react with a fused NaOH, whereas aluminum reacts with aqueous NaOH and gives a product. Therefore, reactivity of aluminum is more compared to boron. So all these are the boron group elements or boron family or 13th group elements. This is all about 13th group elements. Now next group, that is 14th group element. So 14th group elements. So 14th group elements are simply denoted as 4A group elements in the periodic table. So what are the elements? Again, 14th group contains 5 elements. Similarly, 13th group also contains 5 elements: boron, aluminum, gallium, indium and thallium. All these are 13th group elements. So there are 5 elements in 13th group. Similarly, 14th group also contains 5 elements, and these are first one is carbon. This is carbon. Next one is silicon. Next one is germanium. Next one is tin, and last one is lead. So these are the elements present at 14th group, that is carbon family. So first element is carbon, that is why this group is known as carbon family. So the elements are carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. So lead is denoted as Pb, tin is denoted as Sn, and it is germanium Ge, silicon Si and carbon C. Now what are the atomic numbers for all these elements? Atomic numbers. So carbon atomic number is 6. Therefore it is 6. Now what is the atomic number of next element, that is silicon, and it is determined by using again magic numbers. So what are the numbers? 2, 8, 18, 18, 32. So these are known as magic numbers. These are used to determine the atomic number of the next element present in a group. If suppose here carbon is the atomic number having 6, now the next element, that is silicon, having atomic number that is 6 plus 8. Because it is 6, it is more than 2, therefore 6 plus 8, that is equal to 14. Therefore atomic number of silicon is equal to 14. Next, germanium. So germanium 14 plus 18, it is 32. So 32 is the atomic number for germanium. And then what is the next atomic number for tin? So for tin atomic number is, it is 32 plus again 18, that is equal to 50. Therefore for tin atomic number is equal to 50. So no need to by heart all these atomic numbers. So simply what is the atomic number of first period and then second period. So these are very simple, from 1 to atomic numbers, and then adding these magic numbers we get the atomic number of any element present in the entire periodic table. So these are magic numbers: 2, 8, 18, 18 and 32. And finally for lead atomic number is, so 50 plus 32, that is 82. Therefore atomic number for lead is 82. So carbon 6, silicon 14, germanium 32, Sn tin 50 and lead it is equal to 82. So these are the atomic numbers and these are the elements that are present in 14th group, that is carbon family. Now electronic configuration. So what is the electronic configuration of these elements? So first one, carbon. So for carbon, what is the atomic number? It is 6. Therefore electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So totally there are 6 electrons. Therefore 2 plus 2 plus 2, totally 6 electrons, and this is simply written in terms of noble gases. So that is helium. Helium atomic number is 2. Therefore electronic configuration is 1s2. Therefore 1s2 configuration is for helium. So helium for 1s2, and remaining configuration is 2s2, 2p2. So this is the electronic configuration of carbon. So helium 2s2, 2p2. Next one, silicon. So for silicon atomic number is 14. Therefore configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 up to 10. Next, for remaining 4 elements, it is 3s2 3p2. 3s2 3p2. So simply this is written in terms of noble gas. Next noble gas, so helium. So what are the noble gases? Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. So these are the noble gases present at 18th group, that is last group. So for neon it is 10 atomic number, therefore it is neon for 10 electrons, and remaining 4 electrons it is 3s2 3p2. 3s2 3p2. So this is the configuration for silicon. Next one is germanium. So for germanium, similarly write the electronic configuration. So helium, neon. Next one is argon. Argon, so first one is 2s2 2p2 for carbon, and for silicon it is 3s2 3p2. Therefore for germanium, so what is the remaining configuration? It is 4s2 4p2. In the case of 4s2 4p2, the phenultimate cell is also having 3d10 electrons, because it is atomic number more than 30. Therefore, d orbitals are also involved in the electronic configuration, and it is written as 3d10 4s2 and 4p2. Similarly, for tin, carbon, silicon, germanium, for tin Sn. So for Sn, electronic configuration is helium, neon, argon, and then krypton. So krypton also having 4d10, 5s2 and 5p2. So 2s2 2p2, 3s2 3p2, 4s2 4p2, and then 5s2 5p2. So before this 5s2 there is 4d electron having 10 electrons, therefore it is 4d10 5s2 5p2. And last, lead. So for lead, electronic configuration is xenon. So this is 6s2 6p2, and before 6s there is 5d. Before 5d there is also 4f electrons. So f orbitals. So in f orbitals there are maximum number of 14 electrons, and in the case of d orbitals it is 10 electrons. Therefore the configuration is xenon 4f14 5d10 6s2 as well as 6p2. So by observe these all electronic configuration, the general electronic configuration is for carbon family is ns2 np2, because last electron enter into p orbital, and also last one is 5s2 5p2, 6s2 6p2, and so on. Therefore general electronic configuration for 14th group, that is carbon family, is ns2 np2. Therefore last electron enter into p orbital. Therefore all these are examples for p block elements. And also all are having 4 electrons in their valency cell. So 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2. Every time there are 2 electrons in s orbital and also 2 electrons in p orbital. Therefore the total number of valency electrons in the case of carbon family is equal to 4. So these are all having 4 electrons in their outer shell. Therefore all these are having similar properties, either physical as well as chemical properties. And also here phenultimate cell is only having d electrons, whereas in the case of lead there are d electrons as well as f electrons. Therefore phenultimate cell is different, and hence the physical and chemical properties of these elements like germanium, tin and lead are somewhat different than initial element, that is carbon and silicon. Now, what are the properties? What are the physical properties of 13th group element? Physical properties. Physical properties. So, first physical property is atomic size. Atomic size. So, from top to bottom in a group, atomic size is increases. So, carbon is having small size, this is carbon, and silicon increases. So, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, and then lead. Therefore, from top to bottom, atomic size is always increases from top to bottom. In a group. So, carbon is small size and lead is large size. So, this is the first property, atomic size. And second one is metallic nature. Metallic nature. So, what happened from top to bottom in a group, metallic nature. So, metallic nature is for carbon is a non-metal. Carbon is always a non-metal. Next, silicon, this is also non-metal. Next, germanium is semi-metal. It is semi-metal. Next, tin and lead, both are lead. Both are best metals. Both are good metals. Therefore, metallic character is increases from top to bottom. Carbon is non-metal, silicon is non-metal, and sometimes silicon is also behaves as a semi-metal. But it is not a pure metal, only semi-metal. And germanium, tin, lead. Germanium is best semi-metal. And last one, tin as well as lead, both are good metals. Therefore, metallic character is increases from top to bottom. Third one is ionization potential or ionization energy. Ionization energy. So, ionization energy is nothing but amount of energy required for the removal of one electron, that is nothing but ionization energy. So, carbon is having very small size, whereas lead having large size. So, this is lead and this is carbon. So, it is easy to remove one electron from largely sized lead compared to carbon. Therefore, here atomic ionization energy is less for lead and it is more for carbon. Therefore, carbon having more ionization energy and hence lead having very less ionization energy. This is due to from top to bottom atomic size increases and easily remove electron from the nucleus. Therefore, lead is having low ionization energy. Therefore, ionization energy is always decreases from top to bottom. Decreases from top to bottom. In a group. So, this is the conclusion for ionization energy. Ionization energy values are always decreases from top to bottom because increasing its size of the nucleus. And then next one is electronegativity. So, electronegativity values are always decreases from top to bottom. So, for carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. Carbon having an electronegativity value of nearly equal to 2.55, whereas silicon having 1.75, and germanium it is 2.01, and then it is 1.72, and this is only having 1.55. So all these are values of electronegativity. So carbon having highest electronegativity in this group, and the value is decreases from top to bottom, whereas there is only one difference here, germanium having more electronegativity than silicon, and also next value is decreases and hence finally decreases. Therefore, electronegativity values are always decreases from top to bottom, from top to bottom in a group. So carbon is having highest electronegativity and lead is having lowest electronegativity in this group. So this is the fourth property, that is electronegativity. And then fifth property. So fifth property is oxidation number. Oxidation number. So for these compounds elements, the general electronic configuration is ns2 np2. Therefore, s orbital having 2 electrons as well as p orbitals having 2 electrons. So this is the electronic configuration at ground level. Whenever this electron is excited to p orbital, it becomes like this. So 1 electron at s orbital and 3 electrons at p orbitals. So all are unpaired electrons, and also by the removal of all these electrons, all these elements having +4 oxidation state. So the maximum possibility oxidation number for carbon family is 4, because there are 4 valency electrons, and also whenever these 2 electrons are removed from the p orbitals, then it exhibit only +2 oxidation state, whereas all the 4 electrons are removed from the element, then it exhibit +4 oxidation state. Therefore, the possible oxidation states of carbon family are +2 as well as +4. And also carbon always exhibit +4 oxidation state. For carbon always exhibit +4 oxidation state. For example, CCl4, carbon tetrachloride. So in this Cl, this is halogen always having a -1 configuration or -1 valency. Therefore here carbon, that is X plus 4 into Cl, all are having -1 charge. Total is always neutral charge here. Therefore X is equal to +4. Therefore in this complex, carbon exhibit +4 oxidation state. Similarly, in the case of CH4, carbon having C-4 charge. Therefore, carbon having a tendency either gain of 4 electrons or loss of 4 electrons. If it gain of 4 electron, it becomes C-4. Whenever 4 electrons are removed from carbon, it is having a tendency +4. Therefore, carbon exhibit both +4 as well as -4 valency. And also some examples of carbon. Silicon, SiCl4, SiH4. In all these cases, silicon also exhibit +4 oxidation state. And then lead, Pb. So for Pb, that is only PbO, that is the oxide of lead. So lead always forms PbO. It means oxygen is -2, therefore Pb is +2, and hence lead is always forms a +2 stable oxidation number. Therefore, from top to bottom, +4 oxidation number is decreases, whereas +2 is more stable for lead. So one more example, PbCl2, lead chloride, PbCl2. In this example also, Pb is x, and for Cl2 it is 2 into -1, total charge is 0, therefore x minus 2 is equal to 0 and x is equal to +2. Therefore, lead always forms a +2 oxidation state in its compounds, whereas carbon, silicon and sometimes germanium also forms a +4 oxidation state. So this is about oxidation number of carbon family. Next one. So next property is density. Density. So from top to bottom, atomic size increases and hence atomic mass is also increases, therefore density is increases. So from top to bottom, density is increases. And next property is boiling and melting point. Boiling and melting point. So carbon is always available in graphite, diamond, coal tar and C60 fullerenes. So all these are alloys of carbon. So in these allotropes, graphite and diamond both are very hard, therefore melting point or boiling point are very high values of melting point of carbon, and the values of boiling and melting points from remaining elements from top to bottom are decreases. Therefore, carbon is the only element having highest melting point, and the melting point of remaining elements is decreases from top to bottom. So this is about melting and boiling point of carbon family. And the next property. So next important property is catenation. So that is catenation. So what is catenation? Catenation is known as a tendency of an element to form a chain of elements. A chain of elements. So long chain. It means carbon having like this so many number of bonds which are interconnected with each other. So there exists a long chain formation of same elements. This type of structure is known as catenation character. So only carbon having a remarkable property, that is catenation. No element forms catenation compared to carbon. Carbon is the best element to form a catenation properties. So this is the remarkable property of carbon. So carbon can form any number of carbon atoms in a long chain. So alkanes. In alkanes, if suppose butane, so what is the formula for butane? CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. So here there are 4 carbons in a single row. So it means here C bond, 4 carbons forms a long chain. Similarly, any number of carbon atoms can form a long chain of same elements. So this type of property is known as catenation, and its catenation property is always decreases from top to bottom. And also the bond strength between atoms present in the carbon family are given by So for carbon, Cc bond strength in kilojoule per mole, it is nearly equal to 368 kilocalories, kilojoules. Whereas for next element, silicon bond strength is nearly 180. Next one, germanium, it is 175, and then tin, it is 155, and for lead it is 0. It means lead does not having a catenation property, lead does not forms lead bond. This bond is not possible, hence catenation property of lead is 0. So this is very important bit. In this family, lead is only not having catenation property. All elements exhibit catenation except lead. So here bond strength of Cc is 368 for carbon, and also here catenation property is very high catenation property. Whereas for silicon it is less, it is having less catenation property, and for lead it is very less, and for lead tin it is also very less, but for lead it is 0, that is nil. So lead does not form a catenation, lead bond Pb bond is not exist, hence catenation property of lead is absent in this group. Therefore from top to bottom catenation property is decreases, carbon forms more catenation compared to silicon, germanium, tin and lead. And then so next one is chemical properties. Chemical properties. So stop here today. I will discuss chemical properties on tomorrow. Thank you.